Morning class. This is class 11th, subject chemistry, chapter 2 and lecture number 10. So topics of today's lecture are: first we will revise Heisenberg uncertainty principle. After that we will study quantum mechanical model of atom, in which we will study about Schrödinger wave equation, significance of wave function, concept of atomic orbital and difference between orbit and orbital. So first we will begin with Heisenberg uncertainty principle. So as we have studied earlier that according to Heisenberg, it is impossible to find out exact position and exact momentum of a small size particle simultaneously with high accuracy. If we want to find out exact position, then momentum will become less accurate. And if we want to find out exact momentum, then position will become less accurate. Now the product of uncertainty in the position and the uncertainty in the momentum is always a constant, and it is equal to or greater than h upon 4 pi. Now here h is a Planck constant and formula is delta x into delta p greater than equal to 4 upon 4 pi. Here delta x is uncertainty in position. Here uncertainty means that which is not certain or which is not fixed. So here uncertainty in position into uncertainty in momentum. Now momentum is mass into velocity. So we can write momentum, uncertainty in momentum like in this way, mass into delta V. Now here we will write delta in front of V because mass of electron is fixed. So delta x dot m delta V greater than equal to h upon 4 pi. If delta x is of high accuracy value, then delta V value will become less accurate. And if delta V value is of high accuracy, then delta x will become less accurate. That means it is impossible to find out exact position as well as exact velocity of an electron simultaneously. Now explanation of Heisenberg uncertainty principle. So for this we will take one example. Suppose we want to find out both position as well as momentum of an electron. So here electron is revolving around nucleus. This is the original path of the electron and this is the expected path of the electron. But when incident light falls on the electron, then electron will change its path and it will follow a new path with different velocity, and this is the new path. We will observe this with the help of microscope. Now, if wavelength of the light is shorter, okay, suppose this is the wave, and here if wavelength or the wave of the light is shorter, then frequency will be more. And if frequency is more, that means energy of the incident light will be more. And it will strike the electron and it changes its speed as well as direction. So the shorter the wavelength, the greater is the accuracy, but shorter wavelength means higher frequency and hence high energy. This high energy photon striking the electron changes its speed as well as direction. Now significance of Heisenberg uncertainty principle is that it is significant only for microscopic particles. If mass will be more, then wave which is associated with the object will be very less or very short. So this is the formula delta x into delta V greater than equal to h upon 4 pi m. So here if m is more, then delta x into delta V will be less. This product will be less if mass of the object will be more. And if mass is less, that means for microscopic particles. Microscopic particles which are of very small size, then product of delta x into delta V will be more. Now next topic is quantum mechanical model of atom. So according to Bohr's model, the electrons are moving in fixed circular path. But path can be defined only when velocity and position of the electron are known exactly simultaneously. Now Bohr's postulate was contradicted by Heisenberg uncertainty principle, which states that it is impossible to find out exact velocity and position of the small size particles simultaneously with high accuracy. So here, quantum mechanical model of atom was put forward by Erwin Schrödinger in 1926. So a new branch of science which takes dual nature of matter into consideration has been put forward, and this is known as quantum mechanics. In quantum mechanics, which we study about motion of microscopic particles. So for the wave motion of the electron in three-dimensional space around the nucleus, Erwin Schrödinger put forward an equation, and this equation was known as Schrödinger's wave equation. So the equation is delta square psi divided by delta x square plus delta square psi divided by delta y square plus delta square psi divided by delta z square plus 8 pi square m divided by x square e minus v psi is equal to 0. Here psi is wave function and it is amplitude of the wave. X, Y, Z are the coordinates of the electron because electron is moving in three-dimensional space. Capital E is the total energy of the electron. Capital V is the potential energy. And small m is the mass of electron. And here H is Planck's constant. Now significance of the wave function. So wave function for an electron in an atom has no physical significance but psi square gives us the probability of finding the electron at that point, that means around the nucleus, that is electron density at that point. Now to understand concept of electron probability, we will take a hypothetical experiment of hydrogen atom. In hydrogen atom, only one electron is present. So here we will take set of picture of a particular electron. Now electron is moving and we are taking picture at a very short intervals of time. After that we will superimpose all the pictures and final picture look like this. Now it is clear from the picture that most of the dots lie within a certain distance from the nucleus. Now probability to find an electron is maximum here, okay, and it is directly proportional to the intensity of the dots. So that means electrons spend most of the time here, and for the rest of the time it can be found outside the volume of the sphere. Now probability of electron around the nucleus is never zero, okay. Even at the infinite distance we cannot say that probability of electron is 0, okay. So probability to find an electron at infinite distance is not 0. For the sake of convenience we can draw this line and we can draw the shape, but probability to find an electron even at infinite distance is never 0. So here we will define atomic orbital again. It is a three-dimensional space around the nucleus where probability to find an electron is maximum, is known as atomic orbital. Now we are familiar with the term atomic orbital. So next topic is difference between orbit and orbital. So an orbit is well defined circular path around the nucleus in which electron revolves, and it represents the planar motion of an electron around the nucleus. All the orbitals are circular and disc-like, and the maximum number of electrons in any orbit can be determined with the help of formula 2n square. Here n is the number of orbit. In orbital is the three-dimensional space around the nucleus within which the probability of finding an electron is maximum, and this probability is of 90%. Now it represents the three-dimensional motion of an electron around the nucleus. Okay. Next is different orbitals have different shape. Okay, in further topics you will study about shape of orbitals like s, p, d and f, and these orbitals they have different shape. Next is the maximum number of electron present in any orbital is 2. That means in one orbital only 2 electrons can be present. You will understand this topic in next topic. Now we will do homework solution of previous lecture. So question number 49. Lifetimes of the molecules in the excited states are often measured by using pulse radiation source of duration nearly in the nanosecond range. If the radiation source has the duration of 2 nanoseconds and the number of photons emitted during the pulse source is 2.5 into 10 to the power 15, calculate the energy of the source. So here frequency can be determined using the formula 1 by time period. Time is given 2 nanosecond. So here convert nanosecond into second. So here 1 by 2 into 10 to the power minus 9, which is equal to 5 into 10 to the power 8. Formula of energy is NH nu. So here put all the values and energy of the source is equal to 8.282 into 10 to the power minus 10 joule. Next question is, the longest wavelength doublet absorption transition is observed at 589 and 589.6 nanometer. Calculate the frequency of each transition and energy difference between two excited states. So here two wavelengths are given. Lambda 1 is 589 nanometer. So first convert nanometer into meter. After that we will use the formula. So formula of frequency is C by lambda. So here value of C is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Put all the values and it will comes equal to 5.093 into 10 to the power 14 second inverse. In the same way, second wavelength is given 589.6 nanometer. So first convert nanometer into meter. After that formula is C by lambda 2. Okay, now C is 3 into 10 to the power 8. Put the values and frequency of transition nu2 is equal to 5.088 into 10 to the power 14 second inverse. Now we have to find out energy difference between excited state. So E1 minus E2, and here formula of E1 is H nu 1 and E2 is H nu 2. So here you can take H as common. So it will become H into nu 1 minus nu 2. Put all the values and delta E is equal to 3.31 into 10 to the power minus 22 joule. Next question, question number 51. The work function for cesium atom is 1.9 electrovolt. Calculate threshold wavelength and threshold frequency. If the cesium element is irradiated with a wavelength 500 nanometer, calculate the kinetic energy and the velocity of the ejected photoelectron. Now in this question work function is given, okay, and formula of work function is W naught is equal to H nu naught. So here put the value because we have to find out value of nu naught, okay, threshold frequency. We know value of W naught and we know value of Planck constant. So put the values and nu naught is equal to 4.59 into 10 to the power 14 second inverse. Now if you have to find out threshold wavelength, then formula is C by nu naught. So put values and it will comes equal to 6.54 into 10 to the power minus 7 meter. In next part we have to find out kinetic energy of ejected electron and velocity. So first we will find out kinetic energy of ejected electron. Formula is H nu minus H nu naught. So here we will take H common. So it will become H into nu minus nu naught. Now nu is C by lambda. So here you can take C as common. So it will become Hc into 1 by lambda minus 1 by lambda naught. Now put all the values and the value of kinetic energy is equal to 9.36 into 10 to the power minus 20 joule. Now formula of kinetic energy is half of mv square. Now here all the quantities are known except v, velocity. So put all the values. M is mass of electron and kinetic energy is now known. So put all the values and we can determine value of velocity. Now next question is question number 52. Following results are observed when sodium metal is irradiated with different wavelengths. Calculate threshold wavelength and Planck constant. So here in this question, wavelength are given, okay, and velocity is also given. So here we will assume that threshold wavelength is lambda naught into 10 to the power minus 9 meter. Because this is in nanometer, so we will convert nanometer into meter. So we will assume that threshold wavelength is lambda naught into 10 to the power minus 9 meter. Now formula of kinetic energy is H into nu minus nu naught is equal to half of mv square. Nu is equal to c by lambda. So here you can write that H into c by lambda minus c by lambda naught. So the formula will become like this. Okay. Now you will put values. Okay. Now value of lambda is 500 into 10 to the power 9. You can see in table. Okay. 500 into 10 to the power 9 to convert it into meter. Now we don't know threshold wavelength. So here we will put this value that lambda naught into 10 to the power minus 9 meter. We have assumed it. Now velocity is given in the table. Now when you will solve it, it will becomes like this. This is equation number 1. In the similar way, you will make second equation where you will put second wavelength, that is 450, and second velocity, that is 4.35. Okay. In the same way, you will make third equation. After that, divide equation number 3 by equation number 1. When you will divide it and when you will solve it, value of lambda naught, that is threshold wavelength, is equal to 540 nanometer. Next is question number 53. The ejection of the photoelectron from the silver metal in the photoelectric effect experiment can be stopped by applying the voltage of 0.35 volt. When the radiation 256.7 nanometer is used, calculate the work function for silver metal. Now, we know that formula of kinetic energy is equal to h nu minus h nu naught. Okay, h nu is capital E and h nu naught is work function. You can write the same formula like in this way, that capital E is equal to W naught plus kinetic energy. Now W naught is equal to E minus kinetic energy. For this, you should know energy and kinetic energy. Now kinetic energy is already known, okay, that is equal to 0.35 volt, which is given in the question. This is kinetic energy, and value of E can be determined using the formula Hc by lambda. So here we will find out value of E using the formula Hc by lambda. So Hc lambda is equal to 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 into C 3 into 10 to the power 8 divided by wavelength. Okay. Now this wavelength is in nanometer. So convert nanometer into meter. Now it will comes equal to 7.74 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule. It is in joule, so you will convert joule into electrovolt by dividing by 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. Okay. Now W naught is equal to E minus kinetic energy. Now value of energy is known. It is 4.83 and kinetic energy is equal to 0.35. So it will comes equal to 4.48 electrovolt. Now question number 54. In this question you have to find out work function because the energy with which it is bound to the nucleus is equal to h nu naught, that is work function. So formula is E minus kinetic energy. So first we have to find out E, and after that we have to find out kinetic energy and then put it into this formula. This is W naught is equal to E minus kinetic energy. So E can be determined using the formula Hc by lambda, okay, and kinetic energy can be determined using the formula half of mv square. So it will comes equal to 1.025 into 10 to the power minus 16 joule. When you will put both the values in this formula, so work function, that is h nu naught, will comes equal to 12.227 into 10 to the power minus 16 joule. This is question number 54. Now question number 55. Emission transition in the Paschen series and at orbit n is equal to 3 and start from orbit n and can be represented as nu is equal to 3.29 into 10 to the power 15 Hertz into 1 by 3 square minus 1 by n square. Calculate the value of n if the transition is observed at 1285 nanometer. Find the region of the spectrum. So here wavelength of the transition is given 1285. So first convert nanometer into meter. After that it is given in question. Okay, formula is nu is equal to 3.29 into 10 to the power 15 into 1 by 3 square minus 1 by n square. Now nu is equal to c by lambda. Okay, now c is known and lambda is also given in the question, so put the values and here we will find out value of frequency. Okay, after this put the value of frequency here. Okay, now all the values are known here except value of n, so here we will determine value of n. Okay, so here there is calculation and after that value of n will comes equal to 4.98, which is nearly equal to 5. So hence value of n is 5, so that means the spectrum lies in the infrared region, because here the transition to be observed at 1285 nanometer and value of n is 5. That means it is infrared region. Now question number 56. Calculate the wavelength for the emission transition if it starts from the orbit having radius 1.3225 nanometer and ends at 211.6 picometer. Name the series to which the transition belongs and the region of the spectrum. So for hydrogen-like particle, formula of radius is 0.529 n square divided by z angstrom. In picometer, we will write formula 52.9 n square divided by z picometer. Now here value of R1 is given, that is 1.3225 nanometer. So first we will convert nanometer into picometer. So first convert nanometer into meter by multiplying with 10 to the power minus 9 meter. Okay, after that we will make the power minus 12, because after that it will convert into picometer. So in picometer radius will be 1322.25 picometer. Now the same formula is used here. Okay, but we have to find out value of n1. Okay, so n1 square is equal to r1z divided by 52.9. Now value of r1 is given. Okay, so put all the values. When you will put the values, then you can find out value of n1 square. In the same way you will find out value of n2 square. Now divide n1 square by n2 square and the ratio will comes equal to 2.5. Now 2.5, to remove decimal point we can write it 25 divided by 10, which is equal to 5 by 2. So here value of n1 is 5 and n2 is 2. Now the transition from the fifth orbit to the second orbit, it belongs to the Balmer series. And wave number will be 1.097 into 10 to the power 7 into 1 by 2 square minus 1 by 5 square meter inverse. When you will solve it, it will comes equal to 2.303 into 10 to the power 6 meter inverse. Now, wavelength is equal to 1 by wave number. So here you will put the values and wavelength will be equal to 434 nanometer. So this is question number 56. After that, question number 57. Dual behavior of matter proposed by de Broglie led to the discovery of electron microscope, often used for the highly magnified images of biological molecules and other type of material. If the velocity of the electron in this microscope is 1.6 into 10 to the power 6 meter second inverse, calculate de Broglie wavelength associated with this electron. So here, according to de Broglie's equation, lambda is equal to h upon mv. Now value of Planck constant is 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. Mass of electron is known and velocity is also known. So put all the values and here it will comes equal to 455 picometer. This is question number 57. Now question number 58 is, similar to electron diffraction, neutron diffraction microscope is also used for the structure of molecules. If the wavelength used here is 800 picometer, calculate the characteristic velocity associated with the neutron. So again we will use the formula lambda is equal to h upon mv and velocity is equal to h upon m lambda. Now substitute all the values and it will comes equal to 494 meter per second. So this is question number 58. Now question number 59 is, if the velocity of the electron in Bohr's first orbit is 2.19 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second, calculate the de Broglie wavelength associated with it. So now According to de Broglie's equation, lambda is equal to h upon mv. So put all the values and it will comes equal to 332 picometer. This is question number 59. Question number 60. The velocity associated with a proton moving in a potential difference of 1000 volt is 4.37 into 10 to the power 5 meter per second if the hockey ball of mass 0.1 kilogram is moving with this velocity. Calculate the wavelength associated with this velocity. So when you will use the formula of de Broglie's expression, lambda is equal to h upon mv. So everything is given here. Mass of ball is 0.1 kilogram. As you can see here that mass is more, so that is why wavelength which is associated with the ball is very short. So 1.516 into 10 to the power minus 38 meter. So that's all for today, students. Your homework for today is that you have to do NCERT question number 13, 14, 15, 32, 33, 34, 61. Note down these questions. If you have any doubt and queries, you can ask me in comment box. Like and subscribe this channel. Thank you and have a nice day.